our daily devotion, our daily verse. The verse for today, Philippians chapter 1, verse 21 to 24. For to me, living means living for Christ, and dying is even better. But if I live, I can do more fruitful work for Christ. So I really don't know which is better. I'm torn between two desires. I long to go and be with Christ, which would be far better for me. But for your sake, it is better that I continue to live. Heaven is good, but the earth is full of sin and evil. It makes sense, therefore, that Jesus would pray, Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. We can read Matthew chapter 6 verse 10. Heaven is a better place than earth because God's will is done there, whereas that is only partially true on earth. Further, heaven is a better place from the Christian's perspective because it is the present abode of Jesus Christ, our beloved Lord and Savior. It is for these reasons that the Apostle Paul says that departing and going to heaven to be with Christ is better by far than remaining on earth. On earth, we struggle with sin, sickness, trials, tribulation, and troubles of every kind. How nice it would be to leave it all behind and go to the place devoid of all that. How nice it would be to enter our heavenly rest. That Paul decides it is more necessary for him to remain on earth tells us a lot about our present task and purpose here on earth. Our goal here is not to live preferably as quickly as possible, but to live for Christ and to perform fruitful work. Our goal is to go forth in life in the power of the one in whom we live and He in us. 1 John chapter 4 verse 13. Building the church of which He is the head, expanding His kingdom, despite the troubles of life here on earth. We don't have to make the difficult decision between heaven and earth. God will decide that for us. It is our job to perform fruitful work for Jesus Christ. It is our job to be here for those who find it necessary for us to be here. Our daily light on the daily path. Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6. For a child will be born to us, a son will be given to us, and the government will rest on his shoulders, and his name will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, Prince of Peace. John chapter 1 verse 14. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we saw His glory, glory as for the only begotten from the Father, full of grace and truth. Psalm chapter 138 verse 2. I will bow down toward your holy temple and give thanks to your name for your loving kindness and your truth, for you have magnified your word according to all your name. Matthew chapter 1 verse 23. Behold, the virgin shall be with child, and shall bear a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which translated means God with us. Matthew chapter 1 verse 21. She will bear a son, and you shall call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins. John chapter 5 verse 23. So that all will honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He who does not honor the Son does not honor the Father who sent him. Philippians chapter 2 verse 9. For this reason also God highly exalted him and bestowed on him the name which is above every name. Ephesians chapter 1 verse 21 to 22. Far above all rule and authority and power and dominion and every name that is named, not only in this age, but also in the one to come. And he put all things in subjection under his feet, and give him as head over all things to the church. Revelation chapter 19 verse 12 to 16. His eyes are a flame of fire, and on his head are many diadems, and he has a name written on him which no one knows except himself. And on his robe and on his thigh he has a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Job chapter 37 verse 23. The Almighty, we cannot find him. He is exalted in power, and he will not do violence to justice and abundant righteousness. Proverbs chapter 30 verse 4. Who has ascended into heaven and descended? Who has gathered the wind in his fist? Who has roughed the waters in his garment? Who has established all the ends of the earth? What is his name, or his son's name? Surely you know. May our God bless the daily light on the daily path, or may our God bless our reading. Please continue read the Bible and listen the sermon, and may our God bless us always wherever we are. Always keep praying, keep healthy, and keep safe. Please be grateful, be helpful, and be blessed to each of everyone. God bless us all.